So you want to know the truth about living in Connecticut? Stay tuned and you'll find out. Hi, I'm Stacy Olson with the Valentini team at William Ravis Real Estate. And on my channel, you're going to find out everything you need to know about living on the Connecticut shoreline. So let's be honest. Some of you probably have some preconceived notions of what it's like to live in Connecticut. And I'm here to dispel some of those rumors. Or maybe not. So one popular rumor about Connecticut is that everyone's super rich, living in a mansion, and is really stuffy. But to be honest, that's not the truth. Yes, we have some of that. I'm not going to say we don't have any of that, but probably just as much as anywhere else in this country. Everyone here is just your average person working a full-time job, raising a family maybe, commuting, complaining about taxes. Yes, Connecticut can be expensive to live, but it's all relative. So we might have higher salaries here to compensate for the higher cost of living versus other places in the country. But for the most part, we're not walking around with our polos and boat shoes. Well, that's for the summer only. One thing you might think about Connecticut is, oh, it's New England, it must have great skiing. No, not so much. Yes, we do have skiing here, and it is okay. So if you have that itch, you can scratch it without having to drive like 5 hours. But we're not anywhere near the mountain ranges out west or even in northern New England. But what Connecticut can offer is some other great outdoor activities, because we do have, if you want, skiing, but we also have beaches. We have hiking trails. Actually, part of the Appalachian Trail cuts through Connecticut. We have streams and lakes for fishing, because it is actually very woodsy. Once you get off like 95 and you start driving out into Connecticut, it does get more rural and there's a lot of hills and woods. So one thing you might not know about Connecticut is that we do have the 4 seasons. But if I'm being honest, it's really not like 4 seasons here. It technically is, but it seems like it starts like this. From November to March, it's freezing. It's the winter. It can be snowing. Some years we get more snow than others, but it's not always snowing a foot every week. Like we just got 5 inches of snow a couple days ago. It's already melted, and this is January. But it goes from March being freezing, and then you think, oh, it's the spring. It's gonna be warm. It's not. From March till May, it's raining and raining. And you think, oh, by May, it's definitely gotta be 70s. Not all years. I remember having a Memorial Day party and it was 34 degrees outside. Then you go from that into humid and hot. So June can kind of be dicey. Some years it's raining, some years it's super hot. But let's say from June to September, it's hot. It's muggy, it's humid. And then from September to November, it's like, yay, it's fall. And really, fall is probably the best season here because it's really nice. It's like 60s during the day, but then it gets cooler at night. You wear a little jacket, you can have a fire pit. But, you know, they say we have the 4 seasons, but it's really like 5 months of winter and 5 months of summer with a little dabble of some other weather in between. One more thing about Connecticut. Crazy and aggressive driving. I am just being honest. So we don't have those like 5-6 lane highways that they have in the Midwest and out west. Most of our highways are 2 lanes here, and we are highly populated. So there's a lot of commuting going on towards New York City, for example, and your drive down I-95 or the Merritt Parkway for 25 miles can be an hour sometimes. There's a lot of traffic. And because we have a lot of traffic, there's aggressive driving, people cutting people off, a lot of honking. You get used to it after a while, but it is very aggressive around here. Another harsh reality of Connecticut is that we have Italian food or pizza places pretty much on every corner. I mean, I have lived in towns that were very small and we had like 5 pizza places. And now where I live, it's more like a small city, and we probably have 50 Italian and pizza places just in my town. It's very popular here in the Northeast. And I know in a previous video I had mentioned that consistently New Haven is voted like best pizza. Specifically, it's called Pepe's Pizza, but there's some other really great ones in the area like Sally's, Modern, or Zapardi's in West Haven. But pretty much anywhere in Connecticut, you can find really good Italian food or pizza. Another thing we don't have a shortage of in Connecticut is Dunkin' Donuts. So pretty much you'll have a pizza place followed by a Dunkin' Donuts here. But in all seriousness, like I think in my town within a mile, you probably have like 4 Dunkin' Donuts. I remember going on vacation to California once and looking for a Dunkin' Donuts, and they're like non-existent out there. I was like, what? Like I didn't know what to do with myself. But for the most part, we love us some Dunkin' here. Another thing about Connecticut is that we don't have an accent. Being between New York and Massachusetts, we all know what a New York and a Boston accent sounds like, right? But for the most part, people in Connecticut don't have an accent. Some might say we sound a little nasally. I don't know where they get that idea. But for the most part, if you are traveling somewhere in the country, someone's probably not going to definitely be able to pinpoint what area you come from because we don't have an accent here. Another thing you might not know about Connecticut is that we're super tiny. You can drive from end to end in about 2 hours. So just think about this. Like some of these states where you're driving for hours and hours and hours and you're still in the same state. Like I can't even fathom that, because from Connecticut within like 6 hours, you can hit like 3 major cities. You have Boston, New York, and DC within 5 or 6 hours. And that doesn't even mention the other smaller cities that are in between. Like we have Philadelphia, Baltimore, Providence, and even our little Hartford here in Connecticut. Like there are so many opportunities to go and do things within 5 or 6 hours. It's pretty nice. And one rumor that you probably have heard, and I'm going to say it's true, is that unfortunately we do like to tax here. So not only do we have our federal tax, but we have income tax in Connecticut, which is between 3 to 6.9%, but it's graduated based on how much income you actually earn. And we also have a sales tax in Connecticut of 6.35%, which is pretty much on anything that's not groceries or prescriptions. So if you're going to the mall and you buy something, you can pretty much guarantee you're going to be taxed on that. And another little exciting tidbit is that we have something called a motor vehicle tax here. Yes. So for every vehicle that you own, you get an additional tax on top of that. So every year you get a nice little tax bill in the mail from your municipality, wherever you live, and you have to pay that tax to your town. I know, it's not great, but it is what it is. And I'm going to let you in a little secret if you do move here, just so you don't feel out of place. It's called a highway, not a freeway. It's soda, not pop. And it's a tag sale, not a garage sale. So I hope I was able to shed some light on what it's really like to live in Connecticut. It's not so bad after all. If you learned something new today, which I hope you did, comment below. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I release new videos every week. Until then, have a great day.